Have you ever felt like a spectator in your own life? You wake up, you scroll on your phone, you eat food that makes you tired. You tell yourself that tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow comes, and you do the exact same thing. Why is it so hard to just do the work? Here is the truth you need to hear. You are not lazy. You are not a failure. You are simply trapped. You are living in a world designed to keep you soft. Modern life is a golden cage. It gives you air conditioning, fast food, and endless videos to watch. It takes away your struggle. Without struggle, your mind loses its edge. Your ancestors were warriors. They lived with a code. They had a reason to get up. Today we have lost that reason. Look at your life right now. Are you in control, or is your phone in control? Most men today are losing a war they don't even know they are fighting. This is the war for your focus. Every app and every snack is trying to steal your discipline. They want you to stay comfortable. They want you to stay weak, because weak men are easy to sell things to. But you feel that itch in your soul. You know you were meant for more. You want to feel strong. You want to feel respected. You want to look in the mirror and actually like the man looking back at you. That is why we are here. We are going to fix your mental operating system. I am going to show you a secret code from the past. It is called Bushido. It was the way of the samurai. These were the most disciplined men to ever live. They did not have distractions. They had rules. These rules are the antivirus for your brain. They will delete the laziness. They will kill the excuses. If you feel lost, these 7 rules will be your map. I am going to break them down for you one by one. I will show you how to use them in your office, at the gym, and in your head. But I want you to make a deal with me right now. Do not just watch the first 2 minutes and leave. That is what a distracted mind does. If you stay until the very end of this video, I have something special for you. I will give you a simple 30-day warrior protocol. It is a daily checklist you can use to install this code into your life immediately. By the end of this month, you won't even recognize the person you used to be. You will have a mind like a sword, sharp, strong, ready. Are you ready to stop being a spectator? Let's begin with the first rule of the code. The first rule is G. In English, we call this integrity, but for a samurai, it was much deeper than that. It was about right action. Ask yourself this: do you do what is right, or do you do what is easy? Most people choose what is easy. They take shortcuts. They lie to their boss. They cheat on their workout. They think no one is watching, so it doesn't matter. But they are wrong. Someone is always watching. You are watching. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you lose self-respect. You tell your brain that your word is trash. This is how you lose your power. Think about your daily life. You set an alarm for 6 a.m. The alarm goes off. It is cold. You are tired. Your brain says, just 5 more minutes. If you hit snooze, you just failed the test of gi. You chose comfort over your own word. You might think it is a small thing. It is not. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you cannot win the battle against a plastic snooze button, how will you win the battle for your career? How will you lead a family? You can't. Integrity means there is no gray area. Something is either right or it is wrong. There is no, well, maybe just this once. The samurai believed that justice was the most important bone in the body. Without it, the head cannot stay up. Without it, you have no spine. To live with gi, you must become brutally honest. Look at your bank account. Look at your body in the mirror. Look at your relationships. Stop making excuses for why they aren't where you want them to be. Admit the truth. You are where you are because of the choices you made when no one was looking. This sounds harsh, but it is actually great news. Why? Because if you are the problem, you are also the solution. From this moment on, I want you to start a new habit. Stop lying to yourself. If you say you are going to work for 2 hours, put your phone in another room and work for 2 hours. Do not check your messages. Do not grab a snack. If you say you are done with junk food, do not touch it, not even a bite. This is how you build a warrior's spine. You start small. You keep the tiny promises. When you keep your word, your confidence grows. You start to trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you become dangerous to your competition. You become a man of action. Most people live in a cloud of confusion. They don't know what they stand for. They just follow the crowd. But not you. To have G is to have a mental North Star. You don't need a boss to tell you to work hard. You don't need a trainer to tell you to lift the weights. You do it because it is the right thing to do for your future. You do it because you told yourself you would. That is the power of the first rule. It turns you from a leaf blowing in the wind into a mountain that does not move. Integrity is not a feeling. It is a decision. It is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you choose the hard right over the easy wrong, you are installing the Bushido code. You are deleting the loser software. You are becoming a man of integrity. This is the only way to build a life you are proud of. Without G, all the money and fame in the world won't make you feel successful. You will still feel like a fraud. But with Gi, you are a king, even if you are starting from zero. The second rule is Rei, which means respect. Many people think respect is just being polite or saying please and thank you. But for a samurai, respect was a weapon. It was about standards. It was about how you carry yourself in a world that is messy and loud. Think about it. When you see a man who is dressed well, stands up straight and speaks clearly, you feel his power. You don't even have to know him. You just know he has a high standard for his life. That is Rei in action. Modern life wants you to be casual about everything. It wants you to stay in your pajamas all day. It wants you to talk with your mouth full of food. It wants you to be sloppy. Why? Because when you are sloppy with your appearance, you become sloppy with your mind. If your room is a mess, your brain is a mess. If you treat your body like a trash can, your energy will be trash. You cannot build $1 million business with a 10-cent attitude. Respect is the guardrail that keeps you from falling into the average trap. To use this rule, you must start with self-respect. Stop treating yourself like a slave to your feelings. If you are tired, so what? A man of respect still shows up. He still shakes hands firmly. He still looks people in the eye. He respects his time, so he doesn't waste it on people who bring him down. He respects his goals, so he protects his focus. When you show respect to the world shows respect back to you. It is like a mirror. If you act like a professional, people will treat you like one. If you act like a child, you will stay stuck in the kids' table of life. But there is a deeper side to Rei. It is about respect for the struggle. Life is hard. It is meant to be hard. Instead of complaining about your problems, respect them. Respect the fact that your job is difficult. Respect the fact that the gym is painful. These things are your teachers. A samurai does not hate his opponent. He respects him. Why? Because a strong opponent makes the samurai better. When you stop crying about your bad luck and start respecting the challenge, your mindset shifts. You stop being a victim. You become a student of the game. Look around your room right now. Does it look like the room of a man who is going to win? Look at your phone. Is it full of apps that make you smarter or apps that make you dumber? If you want to change your life, start by cleaning up your environment. Fold your clothes, clear your desk, stand up straight. This isn't just about being neat. It is about telling the universe that you are a man of high standards. It is about showing that you are ready for more responsibility. The samurai knew that without respect, they were just killers with swords. With respect, they were leaders. They were heroes. You need to decide who you want to be. Do you want to be the guy who blends into the background? Or do you want to be the man who walks into a room and commands attention without saying a word? That power comes from Rei. It comes from the quiet discipline of doing things the right way every single time. Respect the process, and the process will reward you. The third rule is U, which means heroic courage. Now, listen closely. Courage is not the absence of fear. Even the bravest samurai felt fear before a battle. Their hearts raced just like yours does when you have to give a speech or ask for a raise. The difference is that a samurai does not let fear sit in the driver's seat. He acknowledges the fear, and then he acts anyway. Most people today are paralyzed by a very specific kind of fear, the fear of what other people think. We live in a world of likes and comments. Because of this, many men have become cowards. They are afraid to start a business because they might fail and look stupid. They are afraid to speak the truth because they might get cancelled. They stay in a boring job they hate because it feels safe. But safety is an illusion. The most dangerous thing you can do is play it safe. If you never take a risk, you are guaranteed to stay exactly where you are. That is a slow death. Heroic courage is about replacing "what if I fail" with "what if I succeed." It is about being the first one to step into the dark. Think about the 5-second rule. When you have an impulse to do something good, Like waking up early or making a difficult phone call, you have a 5-second window before your brain kills the idea with fear. A man of you does not wait for the fear to go away. He knows it never will. He simply counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he moves. He forces his body to act before his mind can make an excuse. You need to realize that most of the things you are afraid of are not real. They are just stories you tell yourself in your head. You are afraid of a maybe. You are afraid of a what if. Meanwhile, your life is passing you by. The samurai lived with the reality of death every single day. This made them bold. They realized that since life is short, it is better to die fighting for a dream than to live a long life as a coward. You don't have to face literal swords, but you are facing the death of your potential. That should scare you much more than a mean comment on the internet. Start practicing micro-courage today. Do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. Take a cold shower. Talk to a stranger. Post that video you are worried about. When you do these small things, you are training your brain to handle pressure. You are building the courage muscle. Soon, the big fears won't seem so big anymore. You will start to realize that you are much stronger than you thought. You will stop asking for permission to be great. Courage is a choice. You can choose to stay in your comfort zone, where it is warm and safe but nothing grows. Or you can choose to step out into the unknown. The samurai chose the unknown because that is where the glory is. That is where the growth is. Don't wait until you feel brave. You will never feel brave enough. Just act. Be the hero of your own story. When you live with you become the man that others look to when things get hard. You become the leader. The fourth rule is MEIYO, which means honor. In today's world, we talk a lot about fame or clout. We want people to like our photos and follow our lives. But honor is different. Fame is what others think of you. Honor is what you know about yourself. A samurai did not need a crowd to cheer for him to feel like a winner. He had his honor. He knew that his character was his most valuable possession. If he lost his honor, he lost everything. Most people today have no honor because they are fake. They act one way on camera and another way in real life. They pretend to be successful, but their lives are a mess. They pretend to be kind, but they are mean to their families. This creates a hollow feeling inside. You feel like a fraud because you are a fraud. You are chasing the shadow of fame instead of the solid rock of honor. When you live without honor, you are always looking over your shoulder. You are always afraid of being found out. Living with MEIYO means you build a reputation with yourself. Every time you do what you said you would do, your honor grows. Every time you stand up for your values, even when it costs you money or friends, your honor grows. It is the quiet voice in your head that says, "I am a man of my word." This creates a level of confidence that no one can take away from you. You don't need validation from strangers on the internet because you have the validation of your own soul. You know who you are. Think about the decisions you make when you are alone. Do you work just as hard when the boss isn't looking? Do you stay on your diet when no one is there to judge you? A man of honor does. He has a high bar for himself. He doesn't lower his standards just because the world is getting lazy. He realizes that his name is the only thing he truly owns. Money can be lost. Houses can burn down. But your honor is yours forever. It is the legacy you leave behind for your children. Stop chasing likes and start chasing honor. Ask yourself every night, did I live with honor today? Did I act like the man I want to be? If the answer is no, don't make excuses. Admit it, fix it, adjust your code and try again tomorrow. Honor is not about being perfect. It is about being honest and taking responsibility for your life. It is about having the guts to be real in a world that is obsessed with being fake. When you have honor, you walk differently. You speak differently. You don't have to brag about your achievements because your character speaks for you. People can sense it. They trust a man of honor. They follow a man of honor. By choosing MEIYO, you are choosing to be a leader instead of a follower. You are choosing to be a lion in a world full of sheep. Your honor is your shield. Keep it clean. Keep it bright. The fifth rule is Jin, which means compassion. This is the rule that confuses people the most. When we think of a samurai, we think of a cold warrior with a sharp sword. We think of someone who is tough and unfeeling. But the code says that a warrior without compassion is just a brute. He is a thug, not a hero. Real strength is not about how many people you can put down. It is about how many people you can lift up. A lot of men today think being toxic or cold makes them strong. They treat people like they don't matter. They think kindness is a weakness. But think about it. It is very easy to be mean. It is very easy to be selfish. Any coward can be a jerk. It takes real power to be kind. It takes a strong man to control his temper and help someone else. If you have the power to help and you choose not to, you are not being alpha. You are being small. Compassion in the modern world means using your success to help your tribe. If you are getting rich, help your family. If you are getting strong, protect those who are weak. If you have knowledge, teach the person who is struggling. A samurai practiced jin because he knew that his power was a gift. He used that gift to bring order and peace. When you help others, you aren't just being nice. You are building a network of loyalty and respect. You are becoming a leader people actually want to follow. But don't get it twisted. Compassion is not about being a nice guy who lets everyone walk all over him. A samurai is still a warrior. He has the sword, and he knows how to use it. Compassion is controlled strength. It is the choice to be kind even though you have the power to be dangerous. It means you are so confident in your own skin that you don't feel the need to put others down to feel big. You are already big. You can practice jin every single day. Stop being the guy who complains about everyone else. Stop being the guy who hopes others fail so you can look better. Instead, become the man who encourages his friends. Be the man who gives a genuine compliment. Be the man who supports his team at work. When you operate from a place of compassion, your own life gets better. You feel more connected. You feel more human. You move away from that lonely wolf mindset that leads to depression and bitterness. The goal of the samurai was to be the shepherd. He watched over the flock. He fought the wolves so the sheep could eat in peace. Today, the world is full of wolves, like greed, hate, and distraction. By living with jin, you become a protector. You become someone that people can count on. That is the highest form of discipline. It is the discipline to put your ego aside and serve something bigger than yourself. When you live for others, you find a level of motivation that you can never find by living just for yourself. The sixth rule is MAKOTO, which means sincerity or total honesty. In the samurai world, there was no difference between speaking and doing. If a samurai said he would do something, it was as good as done. He didn't need to sign a contract. He didn't need a witness. His word was his reality. Today, we live in the age of the big talker. People make big promises on social media. They talk about their big plans for a business or a new body, but they never actually do it. They are all talk and no action. This is the opposite of MAKOTO. When you talk about your goals but don't work for them, you are lying to the world. Worse, you are lying to yourself. Every time you say, "I'm going to start that project today," and then you spend the day watching TV, you are breaking the rule of MAKOTO. You are becoming insincere. This kills your confidence. It makes you feel weak because deep down you know you are a liar. You stop believing in your own potential. If you don't believe your own words, why should anyone else? To live with MAKOTO, you must align your mouth with your hands. If you aren't going to do it, don't say it. It is better to be a man of few words who actually performs than a man of many words who does nothing. In the modern world, we call this walking the talk. Stop telling people your vision. Stop posting your grind on Instagram. Just do the work in silence. Let your results be the noise. A samurai's sincerity was so high that he didn't even have to say, "I promise." His action was his promise. Think about your to-do list. Is it a list of things you might do or a list of things you will do? From now on, treat your to-do list like a sacred vow. If it is on the paper, it must happen. No excuses. If you can't do it, don't write it down. This simple shift will change your life. It forces you to be realistic. It forces you to be disciplined. You will stop over-promising and start over-delivering. People will start to see you as a man of action. In a world of fakes, a man who actually does what he says is a king. Sincerity also means being real about your struggles. Stop pretending everything is perfect. If you are failing, admit it. If you are struggling with an addiction, own it. You cannot fix a problem that you won't name. Sincerity is the light that shows you the truth. Once you see the truth, you can use the other rules of Bushido to fix it. But without MAKOTO, you are just a ghost living in a fantasy world. You are faking it, and that is why you aren't making it. Today I want you to look at your words. Have you been honest with yourself lately? Have you been honest with your family? Reclaim your power by reclaiming your word. Speak less, do more. When you speak, make sure it is the truth. When you act, make sure it matches your soul. This is how you build a life of substance. This is how you become a man that people can actually trust. Real power comes from sincerity. It comes from being the same man in the dark that you are in the light. The seventh rule is CHUGI, which means loyalty and duty. In the old days, a samurai was loyal to his lord. He would give his life for his mission. Today, we have a problem. We aren't loyal to anything. We quit jobs as soon as they get hard. We quit relationships as soon as the spark is gone. We quit our goals because we don't feel like it. We have become a generation of quitters. But a man without loyalty is like a ship without an anchor. He just drifts wherever the wind blows. To fix your life, you need to find something to be loyal to, and the most important person you must be loyal to is your future self. Think about the man you want to be in 5 years. That man is counting on you. He is counting on you to do the hard work today so he can have a better life tomorrow. Every time you choose to sleep in, you are being disloyal to him. Every time you waste money on things you don't need, you are stealing from him. Loyalty is about doing your duty even when your feelings tell you to stop. Most people let their feelings run their lives. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel bored, they quit. But a samurai does not care about his feelings. He cares about his duty. Duty is doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. It is a higher calling. When you have a duty, you don't need motivation. You just need to show up. Whether you are building a business or raising a family, your duty is to be the strongest version of yourself. Anything less is a betrayal of the people who depend on you. Loyalty also means sticking with your tribe. In a world that is always looking for the next best thing, be the man who stays. Be loyal to your friends who were there when you had nothing. Be loyal to your family. Be loyal to your values. This creates a foundation of trust. People want to work with someone who is loyal. They want to follow a leader who doesn't run away when things get tough. Loyalty is what builds empires. It is the glue that holds a successful life together. Ask yourself, what am I loyal to? If the answer is my own comfort, then you have already lost. You must pick a mission. You must pick a lord to serve. Maybe that lord is your dream of financial freedom. Maybe it is your goal to be a great father. Once you pick that mission, you must be loyal to it until the end. You must have the CHUGI mindset. There is no plan B. There is only the mission and your duty to complete it. When you live with loyalty, you stop being a slave to your moods. You become a man of purpose. You realize that your life is not just about you. It is about the promises you made. It is about the people who look up to you. It is about the future you are building. Loyalty gives you the strength to push through the boring parts of success. It keeps you on the path when everyone else has gone home. That is the secret of the samurai. They didn't quit because their mission was part of their identity. Now we get to the real fight. We have the code, but we have a huge enemy, the dopamine battle. The samurai fought with swords. You are fighting with a smartphone. This is the hardest war of all because the enemy is in your pocket. Modern companies spend billions of dollars to keep you addicted. They want you to scroll, click, and watch until your brain is fried. They want to steal your focus so they can sell you ads. Every time you pick up your phone to just check one thing, you are losing a battle. You are letting the algorithm win. Think about what dopamine does. It is the chemical that makes you want things. It feels good for a second, but it leaves you feeling empty. This is why you can scroll for 3 hours and feel exhausted afterward. You have used up all your mental energy on nothing. The samurai knew that a distracted mind is a dead mind. If a samurai was thinking about a snack or a girl during a battle, he would lose his head. Today, you are losing your future because you are thinking about memes and notifications. You have dopamine brain, and it is making you soft. To win this fight, you must use the 7 rules as your shield. Use gi integrity to be honest about your addiction. Stop saying you need social media for work if you are just looking at photos of cars. Use courage, to delete the apps that waste your time. It takes courage to be the weird guy who doesn't know what the latest viral trend is. Use CHUGI, loyalty, to be loyal to your goals instead of being loyal to a screen. Your phone does not care about your success. It only cares about your attention. The samurai practiced zanshin, which means relaxed alertness. They were always present in the moment. You need to reclaim your presence. Start by creating digital borders. Don't touch your phone for the first hour of the day. This is the most important rule. If you start your day by scrolling, you have already surrendered your mind to others. You are letting the world tell you what to think. Instead, use that first hour for your own warrior protocol. Read, exercise, or plan your day. Own your morning so you can own your life. Treat your focus like a limited resource. Every time you switch tasks or check a text, you lose a piece of your power. It takes your brain nearly 20 minutes to get back into deep focus after a distraction. If you check your phone every 10 minutes, you are never actually working at 100%. You are operating at half power. The samurai would never enter a battle with a dull sword. Why are you trying to build a career with a dull brain? Put the phone in another room. Lock it in a drawer. Do whatever it takes to protect your focus. The battle for your mind is happening right now. Every day you wake up, you choose a side. You can be a dopamine slave who follows every itch and every notification. Or you can be a modern samurai who controls his impulses. Remember, the goal is not to live in a cave and never use technology. The goal is to be the master of the machine, not the servant. When you win the dopamine battle, you gain a superpower. In a world where no one can focus, the man who can focus on one thing for an hour is a god. We have covered the code. We have identified the enemy. Now it is time for action. Knowing the rules is not enough. You have to install them into your life. You have to run the software every single day. A samurai did not practice his sword skills once a month. He practiced every morning until the sword felt like part of his arm. You must do the same with your discipline. If you don't use it, you lose it. This is the part where most people fail. They watch the video, they feel motivated for 10 minutes, and then they go back to their old, lazy habits. Do not be that person. To change your life, you need a routine. You need a system that makes success automatic. We call this the 30-Day Warrior Protocol. For the next 30 days, I want you to live by these simple rules. First, wake up at the same time every day. No excuses. This is your first win of the morning. Second, move your body. Whether it is a hard workout or a fast walk, get your blood pumping. Third, do your hardest task first. Don't check your emails. Don't look at the news. Do the one thing you are most afraid to do. This is how you use courage, and MAKOTO, sincerity, to build momentum. Here is your reward for staying until the end. This is the secret sauce to make it stick. Every night before you sleep, perform a code review. Take 5 minutes to look back at your day. Did you live with integrity? Did you show respect to yourself and others? Did you win the dopamine battle? Or did the phone win? If you failed, don't beat yourself up. Just be honest. Write down one thing you will do better tomorrow. This keeps you on the path. It keeps the samurai operating system running in the background of your mind. You need to understand that discipline is not a punishment. It is a gift you give to your future self. It is how you build self-respect. When you control your impulses, you feel powerful. When you do what you said you would do, you feel unstoppable. The modern chaos wants you to be a victim. It wants you to blame your parents, the economy, or your luck. But with the Bushido Code, you realize that you are the commander. You are the architect of your own destiny. You have the sword. Now, you must use it. The world doesn't need more influencers or critics. The world needs more men with a code. It needs men who have standards. It needs men who can be trusted. By following these 7 rules, you are becoming that man. You are becoming a pillar of strength for your family and your community. This journey will be hard. You will want to quit. You will have days where you feel weak. When that happens, remember CHUGI, loyalty. Be loyal to the man you are becoming. Don't let him down. This is the end of the video, but it is the beginning of your new life. Close this tab. Put your phone away. Go do something that makes you better. Start your 30-day challenge right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. The samurai lived by the idea of one life, one moment. This is your moment. Pick up your sword, start the protocol, and never ever settle for a life that is less than what you are capable of. You know what to do. Now go do it.